Hello and welcome to my first video for Dungeon Quest. This video is an introduction to Dungeon Quest, sharing my experiences and information I've gathered to introduce the game and help you plan your adventure. This video will cover my basic strategy for the first 20 levels or so. Dungeon Quest is an action role-playing game for mobile devices. It works on both Android and iOS. It also has the ability to use a gamepad. I will be playing on the Amazon Fire TV using the Android version of the game with a gamepad. Your screen may look different without a controller, as the on-screen controls will be visible. This video will cover version 1.8 of Dungeon Quest. I have a pre-release version, and there may be some minor changes before the final version of 1.8 is released. Version 1.8 brings a new tutorial, and I want to cover some things that the tutorial doesn't cover. Dungeon Quest is available in the Google Play Store, the Amazon App Store, and the Apple App Store. Dungeon Quest is ad-supported, but the ads are removed with any in-app purchase. The only item that impacts playability of the game whatsoever that can only be obtained through an in-app purchase is an extra slot for another character. Extra slots are 99 cents each, and with another character, you can hire the other character to help you on your quest. The goal of this video is to give you a basic understanding of the game and to help you get off to a good start. The information in this video will help you get through the first 20 levels or so. More videos will be available to provide more advanced information and help you as you progress through the game. The first thing you'll want to do is click on DQ Account and set up an account. You'll receive 10,000 gold pieces for doing so, and this also allows you to keep a backup of your character on the server. I recommend backing up after every session. Make any option changes you wish to make, and click Dungeon Crawl to continue. Now it's time to choose our character's class. Warrior is the most popular class, so I will use that for my videos. The other character classes are Wizard and Rogue. You can rename your character if you'd like. In the lower right corner is a link to the Codex. There is a wealth of information available within the Codex. It is also available in-game on the Hero tab. Read the list of feats and their rewards, as this will help you receive rewards more quickly. In addition, just reading the Codex will help you gain hero points for an extra boost. Now, simply choose a difficulty level, and we're off on our Dungeon Quest. I have already configured the options from the main menu to have the map always visible and offset rather than centered. The map only displays areas you've already been, so at the beginning of the dungeon level, very little is visible. There are only two markers on the map. The blue dot is your character, and the green dot is the exit. The green dot will not become visible until you've located the exit. In the upper left corner of the screen, the number next to the picture is your player level. There are 99 player levels. When you advance to the next level, you will receive 3 skill points to spend. The red line is your health bar. When it gets to 0, your character dies, but you can respawn instantly or restart that level. The blue line is your mana bar. Mana allows you to use your weapons. If your mana bar is very low, you can still use your main hand weapon, but only in a basic attack. Both of these bars refill slowly by themselves. In the upper right corner, you'll see your stats for your hireling if you have one. Below that will be the button to show or hide the map, the button for the merchant, and if you're using a gamepad, the button to pause the game. In the lower left corner are your main hand primary attack, offhand primary attack, main hand special skill, and offhand special skill. Special skills are unlocked after the completion of the first several levels. Next are the potions, blue for mana and red for health. A potion will refill half of the maximum value for each item. Use the potions sparingly, as you have plenty of places to hide and rest on the first several levels. There are usually 2 shrines on each level. The first shrine is the Tower Shrine. By activating this shrine, one of 6 results will occur. You'll either get one of 5 different boosts for the level, or an epic enemy will appear. The second shrine is the Rejuvenation Pool. When activated, it will refill your health and mana points. There are destructibles in the form of plants, baskets, barrels, and crates. The barrels and crates can be destroyed by simply running into them. Baskets and plants must be attacked to break. All destructibles can contain an element which can cause damage, and barrels, baskets, and crates can contain loot in the form of gear, orbs, gold, crystal, and myth stones. Chests are also found on each level and contain the same loot and are opened either by attacking or running into them. To pick up loot items, simply walk over the item and it'll be added to your bag. Now let's run around and break things and kill some enemies. The green swirling vortex is the exit. Simply move to the exit and click to move to the next dungeon level. Now that we've killed some enemies, broken some destructibles, and opened some chests, let's take a look at our inventory. In the upper left corner, you will see your currently selected piece of gear. In the upper right corner, you will see any piece of gear that you have selected from your bag. In the lower right corner, you'll have the ability to sort the bag, sell everything that isn't locked, and to identify any items that have question marks on them. Identifying costs a little bit of gold, but an identified item sells for more than an unidentified item. In the lower left corner is a list of your gear and a tab for your pet. We'll talk about pets a little later. You have 6 pieces of gear: the main hand weapon, offhand weapon, chest armor, head armor, ring, and amulet. We started off with very basic gear. The warrior has 4 possible main hand weapons: sword, axe, lance, and hammer. I prefer the axe. The warrior has 4 possible offhand weapons: the horn, shield, totem, and hatchet. I prefer the horn. You'll want to try each weapon and decide which type you prefer. Now let's look at the stats page. This is where you use the points from advancing in player level. You receive 3 stat points per level. For now, my advice is to put 2 into power and 1 into health, and only update mana when you have to. You can respec these points at any time in exchange for gold. On the right side of the screen is a wealth of stats. Be sure to browse through these at your convenience. Now let's move to the merchant page. This page is where most of the in-app purchases occur, with the exception of the extra character slots. Many of the items are purchased with gold, but some do cost money. The first section is potions, maps, gold, map reveals, and boosts to help you through the game. Again, the only thing that impacts the playability of the game that can only be purchased are extra character slots, and even they are not required to play the game. The second section is gear, crystals, and myth stones. The third section is vanity items. Some are purchased with gold, some with money. They are simply cosmetic items and do not impact gameplay. The fourth section is pets. The hound will pick up gold and find buried gold. The fairy will replenish some of your health points if you get critically low. She can do this once every 30 seconds. The imp will pick up gear from the dungeon floor and craft it into at least a rare item. I strongly suggest saving your gold until you can afford an imp. The fifth section is packaged vanity sets. Now let's look at the hero page. In the upper left corner is your current heroic level, as well as a graph showing your progress toward the next hero level and the number of hero points needed to reach that next level. There are 99 hero levels. On the right are 20 different areas where you can spend your hero points. The bottom 4 items are generic, and for now I would recommend spending your points towards strength and dexterity. The top 16 items are special weapon skills. Special weapon skills apply to different weapons, so until you determine what your choice in weapons will be, and which special weapon skill you want to use, I would suggest waiting to spend hero points on those for now. You can also respec these skills using gold at any time. The hero page is also where the codex is available for viewing while in a dungeon. Let's look at the inventory screen once more and compare some items. On the left we have a sword with 44 damage per second, and on the right we have a magic sword with 42 damage per second. The quick compare window in the lower left corner shows that the sword on the right has a little bit less DPS, but increases our armor considerably. This is due to the armor affix on the sword on the right. However, the sword on the left adds some mana points. This is one of those affixes that isn't calculated in the quick compare. In this particular case, the sword on the left is a better choice for me because I would rather have a free mana boost than a free armor boost at this point. Now let's compare offhand weapons. In the quick compare window, the shield clearly wins. However, the hatchet's primary attack is the toss, which allows me to attack from a distance. Between these 2 options, I prefer the hatchet. If you notice, the hammer in the upper right hand corner has a lightning bolt. That is the element of shock. Elements can be added to any piece of equipment using the calcite crystal. It just so happens that we have a calcite crystal in our bag, so we can use the calcite crystal, click Apply, and apply it to one of our items to add or change the element. This allows us to add elemental damage as part of our attack. Since there are no items in my bag that I wish to use, I simply choose Sell All. Crystals, mist stones, and any gear that is locked will not be sold. To protect a piece of gear from being sold, when choosing Sell All, simply select the item and click Lock. A padlock will show on the item indicating it is locked. You can then use Sell All to sell all of the other items in that bag. Dungeon Quest can get very complex when you start working with legend gear and above. For now, just break destructibles, open chests, and kill some enemies. Visit the inventory page periodically to upgrade your gear, spend your stat points after your player level increases, and spend your hero points when your heroic level increases. For more information, please visit www.shinyboxgames.com/blog. There you will find a link to the forums where you can ask questions and learn more about the complex areas of the game. Thanks for watching.